Camden's Field Notes, June 26, 2023. My outfit for today: olive green overalls, a brown faux leather jacket, and silly socks, patterned with dogs in Christmas scarves. Also on my feet, red wing boots to keep my lower digits cool and dry, fashionable and effective. As an undershirt, a dark blue tee adorned with a breast logo reading Carson Hotshots, R3, New Mexico, once belonging to my cousin Brendan, pilfered by and subsequently belonging to my cousin Colleen, pilfered by and subsequently belonging to my cousin Ryan, and finally finding its home with me. Speaking of hotshots, the smoke from the Canadian wildfires has blown in, having traveled south over Lake Superior. I hope our neighbor to the north is getting some of this rain. Another summer shower came today, this morning. By noon, the wind and sun had dried most of it. Millions, maybe billions, of water droplets fell from a cloud to the ground, a journey that with these northerly winds takes about 5 minutes. Every raindrop takes a different path. I watched from my window, and although it was peaceful from inside the comforts of my sheltered duplex, I can't help but think about the changing of seasons within a couple short months, when the precipitation will freeze, and six-armed snowflakes will place a great deal of hardship on my friends here. Like the black bear who strolled down the yellow line in the middle of Main Street, Phillips, just last week. She must live nearby me, with a cozy root mass for a bed. For the next month or two, she'll be stocking up on nuts and berries, increasing her body fat for her long winter slumber. When the red-winged blackbird and I start our journey south, she'll begin to rest. Her metabolism will slow, and her heart rate will eventually reduce to 4 or 5 beats per minute, and she will be able to sleep 100 days straight without any food or water. Alive, yes, but much slower and more cranky than she was the other day, I'm sure. Also on the defense will be Hazelnut's friends, the white-tailed deer, who now bravely frequent Highway 13, but will soon push deeper into the coniferous bogs, seeking cover from the blistering cold and harsh storms that Old Man Winter will soon bring. The whitetail will bed down in thickets and under evergreens where the snow isn't as deep, as I bed down on a friend's couch, or, if I'm far enough south and the weather complies, in the reclined seat of my Nissan, hazelnut willing, of course. The male deer, the buck, will use their antlers to push away snow from their food, and they'll still be able to enjoy what they're dieting on now: twigs, stems, acorns, and grasses. Their summer fur is a little lighter now than what it will be, absorbing less sunlight to help keep them cool and comfy. The local snowshoe hare also has his brown summer color. Not long from now, he will be white to help insulate his coat and camouflage him from both predators and prey. Squirrels, chipmunks, black-capped chickadees, and woodpeckers are hard at work today, storing their first stockpiles of walnuts, beech nuts, insects, seeds, dried mushrooms, and pine cones across the forest strategically in what will amount to hundreds of hiding places, some buried about an inch beneath the soil, some hidden under tree bark, some hidden in dead leaves or tree knots, some obscured by a thick layer of fallen pine needles, and some, like I found today, under the recycling bin of my duplex. I'll cover it back up for them, though. The Wisconsin ground seems softer than when I was here in February. Turtles, snakes, and the blue-spotted salamander are done hiding out below the frost line, and I've seen each of them multiple times this summer. The honeybees are done huddling in their hives for the time being, and are out and about, as they no longer have to rely on their body heat to stay warm. I'll make them feel welcome by not cutting the grass this year and not pulling the weeds. We'll both appreciate that, eh? Other insects, like the lady beetle, have emerged now from their burrows in grass clumps and leaf litter, beneath tree bark, under stones and logs, and soil debris. They are active for a limited time in the North Woods, and where I find energy in the crisp fall mornings, they will conversely enter diapause, a semi-frozen state, where their life cycles are put to halt, similar to our friend the bear in hibernation, but specific to insects that can't regulate their body temperature. Except for the monarch butterfly, who will spread its wings just 10 days from now, traveling over 2,000 miles to spend their winter in the balmy mountain forests of Mexico. Here, they will accumulate in great numbers in fir tree forests, just a puddle jump away from our friend, the red-winged blackbird, who will probably be posted up poolside somewhere in West Palm Beach, Florida, the sun on his back and the ocean on his front, perhaps atop a flowering dogwood. Wherever he ends up, I hope he is content. On my afternoon jaunt through the ash trees, hiding out under a thin blanket of humus, I spotted a wood frog. While most frogs and toads burrow deep into the soil below the frost line for winter, the wood frog will allow himself to freeze for up to 8 months. But he is thawed out now and hopping amongst the wildflowers and my feet. There is a fallen ash tree nearby me, straight-grained, without many knots, perfect for firewood. I look up to the cloudy sky, and then to the small ridge by the lake, Lake Duroy. I will leave it behind in the capable care of the handful of animals that brave the cold, such as the squirrels, the chickadees, the fox, and a few other hearty creatures. When Hazelnut and I returned home, I found that my supper plans had been ruined due to an unexpected guest, a white-footed deer mouse, whose flour-powdered footprints were easily traced from my kitchen cupboard to the baseboard of my utility closet. I named the mouse Socks, after his white feet, and although the landlord would surely disapprove, I welcomed the company. So instead of a snap trap, I put some peanut butter in the bottom of a small dish, out of Hazel's reach, but accessed easily by Socks via a staircase I created from my record collection, a white flag of hospitality to our new guest. And although it's a no-go on pancakes for dinner, I have some potatoes, orange bell pepper, canned green beans, canned chickpeas, and a reserve of coconut milk to make curry. Throw in some of the curry powder and other spices, and a few rhubarb stalks from my friend's last harvest, and I'll let it simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes, stirring occasionally. Served with pearl couscous and, if I had it, a side of naan bread. According to the weatherman, It's supposed to be cooler tonight, with more rain possible in the early morning. I hope all my woodland friends are safe and dry, with a full tummy. I know I will be, and that's enough for me. Come on, Hazel. Dinner's ready, Special.